Hello, my name is Will McGar and I am studying a Bachelor of Media and Communications, majoring in Screen Practice and Production at Macquarie University. I've recently completed my internship with two different groups. One was a startup business called Sustainability Hub, and the second was an event project for Macquarie University called Arts After Dark. At my internship with Sustainability Hub, I would attend weekly meetings discussing the progress and development of the app, or furthermore, the business. In the meetings, we would discuss marketing approaches as to how we could best promote the brand and gain exposure. We would further use our meetings to personally promote an app to potential customers in order to establish first users. Finally, I would work on a mock partnership proposal to approach other businesses. As for my Arts After Dark internship, we were tasked to create promotional content for the event. This work included attending regular meetings in which we discussed proceedings of pre and post production, filming Vox Pop style interviews at the event, followed by editing the content in order to make them ready to be posted on the faculty's social media pages. In my internship for Sustainability Hub, I drew considerably on my previous learning from the unit Marketing and Value Creation, or MKTG 1001. In order to support my supervisor to be able to market the business, I felt it was very important to establish the brand positioning. This was a topic I ended up developing considerably from my previous assessment to reflective task. McGar 2026. As Kostalik and Alsam state, marketing and communication practitioners do not devote enough attention to brand positioning. I found this quote and the learning especially important as we initially started our internship by promoting an app in pilot to young university students in order to test sustainable action in exchange for awards. As such, I approached the positioning strategy as highly targeted. This would mean smaller scale, finer margins, and smaller brands to work with. However, as we continued to work on the marketing for the business, I found a considerable tension between our positioning and that of the greater business. The brand itself was in fact positioned for a much broader audience. Unfortunately, the supervisor failed to properly explain this until much later, and thus I found the reading by Kostalik and Alsam 2020 especially relevant to my experience. This experience was especially heightened when I moved on to create a mock partnership proposal to the recycling company Resmart. A strong brand positioning statement, according to Descare's blog, clearly defines the target audience, the category the brand competes in, and the key benefit it offers, which required me to critically evaluate whether Sustainability's hub positioning was clearly defined enough to make a compelling case for partnership. As for my Arts After Dark internship, I found myself doing work much more similar to that of the major screen practice. Given the focus on film production, my disciplinary learning from Unit MMCC 3013, Screen Production Open Form Filmmaking, became paramount to support the team. I specifically drew upon the reading by Here J, which talks about the significance that light plays in the frame of an image. As the event had low light, this made the shoot challenging to create a good image. However, by accepting the conditions and working with what we had, I feel we managed to retain the beauty in the bouncing low light but warm lighting tones overall. Given that I still want to use my creative skills to some degree in my career, it was interesting to see how I was able to do so with this internship. Furthermore, this quote and reading by Hearn 2014, it is also known that creative workers move between embedded and specialist roles over their career. It gave me the reassurance and confidence to know that I can apply my creative ability to my career in many different forms. In my internships, I've learned a lot about myself. I feel as though my strengths were certainly my communication skills. This makes me glad to know that I have fulfilled one of the aspects of my SMART goals in the reflective task. I feel I was able to communicate effectively and professionally with my supervisor. Additionally, I feel being adaptable to the changing situations was a great skill I found from myself. Given the internship change, it took considerable adaptation to work well. However, I feel I have demonstrated that effectively by making myself useful in the best way I knew how. My weakness, I found in this assessment or internship, was assertion within the meetings. I found that at times I was too scared to point something out or to have something clarified. As such, I ended up in the situation where I was not given sufficient work. Additionally, agency. I feel if I had more agency and was more proactive about finding a solution sooner, I would have gained more out of my internship experience and fully succeeded in my SMART goal of professional practice when speaking to clients or businesses. My SMART goal for my next 3 years would be to gain an entry-level job in the media and marketing field. Specifically, a junior copywriter, as I would be able to employ my creative skills in a business-focused context. It would be measurable as I could determine whether I am earning money by drafting website content and/or collaborating with designers. I believe it would be achievable as it is an entry-level position, and with some internship experience and established connections, I could land a role in such a position. It is relevant to me as I desire to have a good balance of business focus and creative work in terms of time. I feel if I weren't to land a job as such in 3 years, I would be able to determine that I have failed at the objective. Thank you very much for your time.